Hey, this is Erica Michelle here with Living Without Excuses Radio show, and we are here with you tonight like we are every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey,
yo. Need to be in the building. I miss you guys.
Yeah, you did better.
I miss you guys all week long.
I feel like you haven't been around for at least a month, though, for real.
Who, Nita?
It's at least 1 week, though. Yeah, it's been busy.
It's been like a month.
It do feel like a month. It feel like a month. You know why that? Because she was off last week and you were off the week before, and I think I was off the week before.
Oh, and we was off 1 week. That's
off the week before.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
See, that's what I was saying.
So we're back together again. The gang's all here.
The gang's all here. A little rusty, but we gotta. That's why we gotta make this show. You know, we gotta make it special, man. We gotta, turn up one time for the one time, cause we ain't
for the
been
one
around
time.
For a while.
Yes.
Right.
Turn up time.
So we gotta give them something good tonight, y'all. We gotta give them something
good tonight.
Hey,
are y'all on Facebook?
I can tell you this, man. My boy Hove's show is extraordinary. One time for Brooklyn, though. We need the whole applause for that one. Yeah, that's serious, man.
Oh, was that last night?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, that was an extraordinary show, man.
In the city.
Yeah,
hometown show.
They reopened.
What's
the name of the place they reopened?
Yeah.
What's
the Hall?
Yeah. That was monumentous right there, for real.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about it on the Breakfast Club that he was doing a show there.
Came out in his suit or whatever. Grown man.
Yeah, everybody wore a suit.
And it was in a suit, yeah.
Yeah, it was grown man fashion,
You're right.
Like
I ain't been on social media all day, so I haven't seen it.
Neither have I. I read it in the news article.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
What I've been up to?
Yeah, what you been up to?
I've been up to a lot of mismanagement going on with me. But I've been doing okay. I'm exhausted.
You're gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm okay. But I've had a lot going on. personally, and then I've been working a lot on my day job and working a lot on my after day job. Oh, what I had going on, I had a book come out. So I just realized that I had 2 book releases. So the second one released yesterday, and I didn't even get the notification, paying attention to the notification till this morning. So not only did the 365-day devotional come out last week, but then yesterday, It Takes Money, Honey, actually the hard copy was released. So I can start ordering for that book. I believe it's going to be printing out the second week. Both of them will be printing out the second week of May. So I'm really excited about that, and I just hate that it just went on over my head like that. It happened so quick. So y'all gonna be seeing me talk about that a lot, and I hope everybody hearing is able to support the cause. When you get so between those 2 books, that's over 500 women that collaborated together to make those 2 books happen. And so I'm really, really proud of those collaborations. And
that was
I'm
big.
excited.
That was big.
Yeah, it's big. It's real big because and it don't really hit you until it hit you. Like, it didn't hit me until I seen because when it's a collaboration, a lot of people, everybody just have like maybe 2-3 pages. It's it's not a lot. Not a lot said.
I understand.
It's broken down. But when I got the email of the hard copy where everything is printed and you actually see your face and your name and your what you submitted in writing in the form of a book, and that's when it hit me like, oh wow, I'm a published author and I'm an Amazon #1 bestseller already. So it then I think that's when it hit me, like when I actually saw what has transpired. So I'm really excited about that. And then I lost my train of thought that quick. Lost my train of thought.
Well, we are so proud of you and so happy for you. Cannot wait.
And the good thing about both of those books is even though they're like 300 and the devotional book, it doesn't have a year attached to it, so it's not like it's a 2018 or 2019. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Like, you can literally give it away, give it out as gifts at any time because it's just every day, it's just an everyday thing. It doesn't go by year, so it never expires. So that's the good thing. And so I'm really happy about those 2 books. And that's for both of them. The It Takes Money, Honey is the same thing. It's a book about a bunch of women who got together to give advice on business and stuff like that. So it never expires. It's just 365 days. So
So how do you get hooked with publishing and everything?
Well, both of them went through private publishing, and the I guess you would call the main author, whose idea was it. They go through their own private publishing, and we all are under that. So it was really, it gives people when you do collaborations like that, it gives a lot of people to have an opportunity to become published authors. And it's easier because, with paying editors and all of that stuff, instead of one person doing it all together, because you have to pay those people. Everybody gets, you can collaborate and the costs are cut in a significant way. So that's a good thing. And actually, our producer of this show, Vanessa, she has a collaboration coming out that I'm going to be a part of as well. It's called Your Wings Were Ready, But My Heart Was Not. It's a tribute to loved ones. So that will be the first, my first writing in regards to the loss of my husband. So I'm excited about that one too, and that'll be coming out later this year.
Yes.
I'm actually finishing the touch-ups on my submission for that this weekend. So it's been busy, and I'm excited about all 3 projects. So
you should be.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to me.
Shout out to Vanessa Blackwell. Yes. She has been a dear heart because I am not an easy person to deal with. When I got 800,000 things going on. So she has been a dear heart and working with me and that project. So I definitely really appreciate her for that. But what about y'all? What about you, Dot? What's going on? I miss your face, so we're going to have to do a video time either tonight or because I miss your face.
Yeah. Hey,
what's going on?
I'm doing the same thing, nothing much, just trying to, do the same thing, get, my screenplay published and, everything like that. I need to edit it really, because I just
and they are
writing,
awesome.
Just
that
writing,
screenplays, I read some of them, and they are. He is really creative, so we're gonna put that out in the atmosphere. 1, 2 more, 3. It's already done. Yeah.
I have a book I wrote as well too. I'm trying to get that published. That's why I asked the question. How did you get hooked with your publishing company and everything like that in order to be,
well,
published?
Maybe you should get with Maybe you should reach out to Vanessa and see if she could help you with that.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be definitely cool.
Yeah.
For real.
Inbox her and see if she could help you, or lead. Even if she can't directly help you, maybe she can lead you in the right direction.
Yep, definitely.
So
you hear us, Miss Blackwell? We talking about you.
She hear us.
Definitely.
Yeah. So reach out to Dot, Miss Blackwell. Reach out to Dot. He needs help with his book and screenplay, and he's very creative gentleman, really. And all of that you wrote on your own, huh, Dot?
Yep, no help at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even
some of his screenplay is really good.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to write a screenplay. I just said, I wanted to do it because I love movies so much or whatever. And, and I just wrote everything from, my vision and everything. And I just kept going. And it just got easier and easier. But it's just the editing process. It takes so long because I have to go back. And it's not like writing a book. Writing a book, you can just write. But with a screenplay, you got to do like the directing basically on your own or whatever. Like basically it's like you got to give the viewer or the director the vision of how you want it to be shot. Like you inside the interior, and this is how it looks on the inside, and you explaining everything, and also the characters, what they're doing, and the emotions, and what the characters are feeling, and then or try to project the emotion through your words. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's you don't have to do all that with writing a book. You just write. It's
right, because even like with reading your screenplay, I'm dramatic, so I was trying to like get into the feeling, and while I'm reading, I was reading out loud like, so I get what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot that you have to write, and so
kudos to you for doing it.
Yeah, I just be reading and learning as I go. That's all. It's definitely fun. Yeah, it's fun. I promise you. I didn't know I liked writing as much as I did until I started writing.
And then with writing, that's really literally how it goes. You don't know how much you got to say till you start writing.
Exactly. For real. Yeah, and you'll have a whole bunch to say. I tell people all the time, like if you can't really, express yourself to someone else, write it down, and then, I believe you can convey your message better if you write it down, because nobody knows how your you can say something and they could take it, they can perceive what you're saying in a different way. But if you write it down, it's, they feel however how you writing it down, because you painting the picture visually in their mind.
Yeah. And that's why it's good. Like words are so great. Words
are powerful. Words are definitely powerful.
Yeah. Life and death lie in the power of our words. So
it is.
Yeah, where you get that from?
So what did you do this week? What you been doing, Nita?
Bible.
Okay. That's Bible. That's Bible.
Shout out to them holy Bible.
Y'all I'm not playing with him tonight. I'm not playing.
I cannot deal.
Shout out to the Holy Bible.
Yeah. Shout out to God.
Right. I cannot deal. Amen. Let's see.
Week, Nita. What you been doing for the last 2 weeks, Nita?
For the last few weeks, so since April started, I've moved into a new apartment. Of course, tax season has just ended, so it's just been really busy at city income tax and having to get people their money and everything. So just really been busy between work and getting my new apartment situated. Other than that, just, getting my mojo back, getting back in the gym, trying to get back fit.
Doing better than me.
I'm trying.
Let me tell you, but I'm about to get on board, because let me tell you, I've been trying to give up meat for like a long time, right? And I do it for so long, and then I revert back, because I'm addicted to beef. So red meat. So I shouldn't have said beef. I'm sorry. Red meat. I'm addicted to red meat. And so yesterday I had the day before yesterday I had made some chicken, baked some chicken. And I made a mistake and left it out that night, but I still took like a couple of pieces to work with me to eat for lunch. I immediately just got a really bad headache, and I got nauseous and sick, and so I kind of slept through it, took a little nap at work, but when I got up, I went to go to the nail salon, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just getting nauseous. I end up having to go vomit. So that was just it for me. I'm like, that did it, because I know I left it out, but even when you leave something out overnight, that shouldn't have made it to get me just deathly ill.
Right.
So I'm done. I told my kids today that's it for me. I'm gonna just do fish for now, and then when I see that I could let the fish go, I'll let the fish go. But for now, I'm just gonna do seafood, because I don't know what the heck they putting in the meat no more. Like, I really don't. And I don't know what they putting in the fish either. But the fish is a little bit safer. For one, I live in Houston, which I'm close to the water, and I could get the fish out the water. Like, I could literally get it out the water. So I feel a little bit safer that way. But this other meat, and the chicken wings were huge. And so that lets me know, too, that maybe they were pumped with something.
Yeah.
But baby, it did
not. I don't do chicken wings that are bigger than, basically the palm of my hand. It's bigger than the palm of my hand. Yeah, no.
And I was like, well, let me grab these chicken wings because they big, meaty or whatever. But once I got sick, I was like, oh God.
I'm
so sorry to hear that. But once I vomited, I felt much better. Much better, but I had to get that stuff up out of me. Yeah, so I think the whole, and I know what to do. Like I'm a bit, I have a health and wellness side business and all of that. So I know what to do, and I know that meat ain't no good for me. I've been preaching about it for years, that how meat is no good. But like I said, I get on and get off the bandwagon, but I'm about to be all the way on, because I didn't like that feeling at all, and I knew immediately what it was. Because I don't get sick. I really don't get sick. So, yeah, that was horrible. Horrible. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things other than ourselves. I think we were going to be speaking about narcissism. So I pulled up a couple of and it's so interesting that we had discussed that we were going to talk about this topic because about a few weeks ago, a friend of mine, a close friend of my family, me and him was talking about it, and I had saw an article that, let me see if I can find an article. I had saw an article. It was actually on Facebook, and it was saying that what if narcissism is not what we think, right? So basically, by definition, narcissistic means having an excessive or erotic interest of oneself or one's physical appearance. So that's what narcissistic means. But I was reading this article, and let me just read it real quickly for you guys. It says, people have it all wrong about narcissism. True narcissists are the beautiful, loving, supporting, and wildly excellent ones. The beautiful people like us. What people call narcissists are actually the anti-narcissists. They only love the hole in their souls, which they will steal and lie to feel. They are ugly and stupid and only care about themselves and are loveless shadows who are half-dead zombies. Get it right. What you call narcissists are un-narcissists. Let the narcissism begin. So basically what this gentleman was saying is that real narcissists are the opposite of what we think narcissist is. And narcissist is actually what a word, I don't know if he made up this word, but he called it un-narcissist. And as I looked that word up, it is not a word. So that sounds like a word that he made up himself. So what do you think narcissism is, Nita? What do you depict narcissism?
He had me wondering if I really even know. What the heck is he talking about? That was very different. I
actually sent that to my aunt, who is I want to get her title right. I believe she is a psychologist, and she specialized in like PTSD or the soldiers, and she deal with a lot of them. But she's a real psychologist. And what she sent me back was the same thing you said. She was like, I really don't, understand his.
He sounds like a narcissist.
Yeah,
he sounds like a narcissist.
He sounds like a narcissist, right?
Yes, he sounds like he's making excuses and blaming other people like narcissists do, and trying to escape his own narcissism, and doesn't want to admit that he is who he is. So he makes up this excuse that we have it wrong and he has it right. Is what it seems like to me.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I believe the term by the dictionary. You know what I mean? Like, I have, of course, I've heard the word throughout my lifetime. It just hasn't been until recently that I've really learned that this behavior is narcissistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from reading up on it and about it, it makes sense to me. Now, if you don't want to call these sort of behaviors narcissists or narcissistic, then we can find plenty of other words. But to sum up all those words, we have the word narcissist. And in my opinion, it's just someone who doesn't want to hold their own self accountable. Like no matter what we go through or experience, we play a part. We put ourselves, we made that choice, whether we knew what the outcome was going to be or not. It was our choice and our decision to deal with this situation, deal with this person. So either way, we definitely play a part. And I believe that narcissists just don't want to accept the part that they play in situations. And from my experience with narcissists, they like to guilt trip. They love to make you, they want to be the victim. No matter what they've done, no matter what they've said, no matter how they made you feel, no matter how you may express yourself to them to let them know that they've made you feel this way or they've treated you this way, they find a way to blame you for it, which is dangerous for a person who is not a narcissist and doesn't have any experience in that field. And I personally feel like they get some sort of joy out of it. Now, I could be wrong about that.
Nah, I think so too. It sounds like a Gemini.
What?
He's going to put that on the whole Zodiac Nation.
Yes! I know a lot of people who are narcissists that are not Geminis, like Libras. Not you, Erica Michelle. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that no matter your sign, you could be a narcissist.
I am going to be really, really honest. I'm going to be really, really honest. I do believe that there are times when I behave in a narcissist way. I don't think I have it to the extreme, but if by definition some of the things that describes a narcissist is accurate, then I do believe sometimes I may display some of those behaviors. So I'm going to go over, this is what my aunt, who is a professional, I'm not the professional, has sent. And it's number one, there's 9 things. Has a grandiose sense of self-importance, exaggerates achievements and talents, except to be recognized as superior without commiserating achievements. Number 2, is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, and ideal love. Number 3, believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special and high-status people or institutions. Number 4, requires excessive admiration. Number 5, have a sense of self-entitlement. Example, unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. Number 6, is interpersonally exploitive, takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Number 7, lacks empathy, is unwilling to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Number 8, is often envious of others or believes that others are envious of him or her. Number 9, shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes. So when I say that I sometimes show narcissist behavior, it's not like with the world. Like in my own little circle with like my children, I could be a straight up narcissist. Like I want them to treat me like God's gift to the earth because I bore them, okay? Because I gave them life. I feel like that they should give me life in their own way right back. And so I always laugh about that, and they laugh about it with me. Like they make jokes like mine, like, are you serious? I'll call them, like, when I call my kids for something, it's not for, like, that hot $40. Like, when I call my kids, I'll be like, y'all got $855 and I need it now. You know, it's something big like that. It's always, and if they say no, and so even with telling me no, like, that goes beyond the kids. Like, when, like, if I'm dealing, I think maybe it's more so with probably a male, But if you probably ask some of my friends, they'll tell you the same. That if you tell her no, she's having a whole heart attack. So I don't know if that would be narcissism or if there's so many words that can describe.
Yeah, no, I don't think not being able to accept no qualifies you as a narcissist. Maybe spoiled, maybe bratty.
and I don't think you'll be asking your kids for $40 though. You know, that's something that, you know.
Well, wait. It's 8:30. Wait, let's everybody hold our thought. It's 8:30. Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna come back and finish this conversation about narcissists and whether Erica Michelle is a narcissist or not. So let's take a break. Let's listen to Hosanna back. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, we are back from break. And thank you for and I apologize for any technical difficulties you guys heard within the break. But we are back talking about narcissism, and this Erica Michelle is just crazy, spoiled, and
Sister says she a narcissist. She diagnosed herself. You know what? That kind of sound like me a little bit.
Oh, man.
Are you a hypochondriac? When it comes to mental illness, like, you know what? I think I got that. I think I do like this.
I am, and you know what? As a matter of fact, yesterday I hit my knee, I hit my foot. Girl, I like to die. And they put on this video of a Family Guy when the dad was running or something, and he fell and he hit his knee on the mailbox or the ground or something. He kept saying, "You saw that one die?" And he was like, They was like, like, oh, butt down somewhere.
You driving them babies crazy.
Girl, I am. I'm giving them the blues. I really am. I get on their nerves.
As you should. They drove you crazy. And now it's your turn to drive them crazy.
And what's crazy is I always said, like, when it came to men, like, even my, you know how we have fantasy boyfriends, like, all of my fantasy boyfriends and husbands and baby daddies are very arrogant. Like, they're very arrogant. They're very probably narcissists. Like, I was in love with the mayor of Detroit, who is now in jail, serving 38 years for everything he did. And they all through the trials, even all the time that he was mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, they said that, like, he showed no remorse. Like, he didn't care. He was just flagrant. He was just all of that in a bag of chips. So he one of my fantasy boyfriends. Don't shoot me in my inbox, but R. Kelly one of my fantasy boyfriends, okay? We all know he's a narcissist. And like those are the type of fantasy men that I like. So it's got to be something wrong with me.
Lord, girl.
But
I'm just so Erica Michelle. I'm like, there ain't nothing wrong with you now. I'm like all the foolery. I'm like, girl, you're fine. They hopping now.
Girl. And it's like, I think the reason, and if you know, and we're just talking about the men right now, if you know of narcissistic men, they have a lot of women. Because whether women want to admit it or not, like I'm transparently admitting it, women are attracted. Because most of those type of men are very confident men. And so even though I believe that somewhere on the undersurface there's some insecurity somewhere, and that's why they are so confident and so narcissistic that they have some type of underlying.
They have you fooled.
Yeah.
They'll have you fooled. We get tricked into,
they have you fooled, manipulated.
Yeah, manipulation. Wow. So the other day, I was talking to someone, a male, and he was saying, you know, in his relationship, he thought that if he opened up, that she would open up and this, that, and the third. And I had said to him that I felt like that was manipulation. You're not opening up and expressing yourself because you feel comfortable with this person. You're doing it to get something in return. And they're not ready, so now you're mad. Just because you're ready, doesn't mean that she's ready to open up in that fashion. And just because you did it, you should not expect her to. And people perform manipulation not realizing, without the intent to not realizing that they're manipulating. It is their intent. They just don't view it, narcissists, don't view it as being manipulative. But you are.
Well, I think that could be looked at as something different as well. So that, if I'm hearing you right, there was a male who opened up to a woman and got mad because she didn't open up to him.
In return. Like that was his purpose. His whole purpose for opening up to her was to force her.
That's passive aggressive. That's more passive aggressive than narcissistic. And I just recently learned about those type of passive aggressive behaviors where you're saying what you want, saying something in order to get a certain response, or you're not saying something in order to get a certain response, or you saying something you don't really mean in order to get a certain response. That's being passive aggressive more than narcissistic. So there's a similarity between the two. And again, I'm not a professional. This is what I'm learning by looking up and learning people. There's a similarity between the two, but they are different.
Yeah. So being passive aggressive, I'm not very familiar with it technically. You know what I mean? I just have my general idea of what I think being passive-aggressive is from experience in life. At the same time, I do think that, that is a bit passive-aggressive too. I just thought that was just so wrong, for that to be your only purpose. It's not that you are comfortable with this person. Otherwise, you wouldn't have did it if you weren't trying to force them to do it too. And I was just like, well, you should not be mad at her because she's not ready to open up. And that was what the discussion was about, being upset that you just didn't get your way.
Right. And then, so, like, being passive-aggressive would be like him kind of telling you he mad. But with her, he might have been like, oh, well, you know what? After he didn't get the response he needed, it's like, oh, I was just playing, I ain't really mean, something like that. Where he really meant it, but because he didn't get the response he was looking for, he passive aggressively just acted like it did not matter, like he didn't really mean it.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah, passive aggressive comes from being weak, being in a position that you are deemed weak, and you're looked at as a pawn weak, and you notice that, oh, I'm in a vulnerable situation right here. Let me passive aggressively find a way to bully myself up out of this situation. So him getting mad because he didn't get the response, that's just his reaction to showing his.
So my question is for Dot too. I want to know, do you have any person who experienced a female narcissist?
Yes. But yeah, I don't want to go ahead and throw them under the bus, but yeah, I got probably a two that I know that's terrible. Like you said, play the victim. Just full of themselves type situations and everything. Yeah,
it's all about them.
Yeah,
and I think females get away with it so easily because they are females, and it can be looked at upon as something else, and not really bad behavior. It just looked at, oh, they a woman, oh, she emotional, when really it's manipulation, it's self-indulgence, it's narcissism. It doesn't have anything with being emotional.
Heavy manipulation.
Yeah.
Like they believe the things that's coming out their mouth.
Yeah, they believe it. Yeah, they believe their own BS. They believe their own BS. That's the number, to me, in my opinion. That's the number one trait of narcissistic people. They really believe the BS they giving out. They really do, and it's pure BS.
And they can cry on
y'all. Isn't that the
point.
truth?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
They can get real emotional real quick. Like
my goodness.
Whatever the situation called for in a woman,
exactly.
A narcissistic woman, tears will just immediately come.
Yeah,
and you looking like, but what I do to you?
Exactly. That's the perfect way to describe the whole entire situation. Whatever it calls for, they could do it.
They could do it, yes. They're really good. It's like acting. It's like they're actors. And
they're serious.
And it's crazy. It's like they live
their life like a movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. That's deep.
And it's not real. And they don't have you could be in a conversation with a narcissist, pouring your heart out. They don't hear none of you saying. As soon as you're done, they go right back to them.
Yeah, they go right
back to them.
What you just said you didn't want them to do, or you didn't like
them
to do.
Isn't that the truth? They had, just like they didn't hear nothing you said about yourself. Mm-hmm. Because when you're conversing with someone, you want some feedback about what you're saying. And I've known people to just completely move on to the very next thing as if, and it's like, oh, yeah, no, I did hear you. I heard you. And so, you have nothing to say about it?
And honestly, that's how I've been maneuvering in my journey of dating. That's how I weed people out. Like if by 30 to 60 days in, you can't tell me how many kids I have or how many live with me and how many don't, I don't need to be talking to you. Because anybody who know me know I talk about my kids all the time. So if you've been dating me for 60 days and you don't know which two live with me, then we got a whole problem. Yeah. Or you don't know nothing, you can't tell me nothing about them, then we got a whole problem.
Right.
It's time for me to move on. You wasted enough of my time.
Right.
Which one?
No, that's the eject button anyway.
Me personally, mentally and spiritually, I can't really, like, when people have mental illness, I try to make a conscious effort to be empathetic. At the same time, something like narcissism, and even bipolar, we're not talking about being bipolar. It just it takes a toll on me mentally and spiritually to the point where I become semi-depressed, you know? So I just
right,
can't.
and that's probably only because you're dealing with a person who has not self-recognized that they have that issue. So if you were dealing with a narcissist person who knew they were a narcissist and who gone to therapy and is dealing with that condition, then it would be easier for you to deal with that person. But if you're dealing with somebody who is a narcissist who do not want to admit that they have an issue, then it's gonna drive you totally insane. It's going to drive you totally insane.
And I'll
because you always, because you know something is wrong with a narcissist, whether it's a female, and that could probably attest to this, or a male, you always in a position to be like, you know what, or it's just always a comforting predicament. Like you always in a position to either pacify them or tiptoe around them, not to say the thing that might trigger them off because they always get triggered. That's what takes a toll on me because I'm not good at pacifying
and telling people what they want to hear, or I'm just not really good at it. I could probably do it for like a moment. And my thing that I've experienced is that once you get into that, they need it consistently every second. And I was just doing it for the moment because I had the mental capacity to do it. But to continuously do it, I don't have the mental capacity for it. It begins to take a toll on me, and now I'm crazy, and my head hurts. And I'm about to black out on you. Leave me alone.
Right. Because you've been dealing with this nut off. But,
I know you definitely lose yourself just dealing with a narcissistic person. Like you forget who you are. And it's just not worth it, people. If you're dealing with a narcissist, ladies and gentlemen, it is not worth it. Especially if they don't want to seek the help that they need professionally. If they're willing to, if they're not just willing to by saying they are willing to, if they are physically making an effort in seeking professional help, then it may be worth it. They not. Nah. They need to they need their own island. And they don't need to be around regular people.
Can you imagine two narcissistic people being together in a relationship?
It's total. That would be total hell.
Oh my goodness!
It happens. Those are the couples that fight each other. Those are the couples that pull out weapons and they want to cut and stab and shoot and everything like that. Yeah,
because
it happens.
Yeah, those are the people. Because there's nobody there to calm the other one down. Because once a narcissist get going, baby, they going. And there's nobody. If they both the same way, there's nobody to calm them down.
Yeah, but I don't think they need to be calmed down. They need medication. That's what they need, for real. They need their own...
Not medication, Doc. They need medication.
No, they need sedation.
Sedation. I totally agree with that. They need to be sedated. Put them down.
No offense to any narcissist that's listening.
Well, I want to say we still love y'all. We love you, you know.
No, I'm not leaving none of y'all out. What? Take offense. Y'all need help.
Yeah. But if you think this could be you, if what we described before break could be you, reach out for help. If you feel like we are describing you, do not think this is a show to attack you.
This is what your significant other.
So we don't run into you. Just go get help. So
for real,
you don't
please.
Us.
They need a call.
Stop driving sane folk crazy.
Yeah, they need their contact report.
But that's an interesting topic, and it's more it's more of those type of people out here that unfortunately are willing to admit or willing to seek help. So that's really, really unfortunate.
I really have missed you guys.
Yeah, but we still gotta upload those videos to YouTube, man. We have been slacking the world.
It's like we went on spring. It's like we went on spring break with the show, and ain't
right.
Turn back.
And we back. We needed to rejuvenate.
Yeah. We back, y'all. Everybody.
We are definitely back.
Everybody.
Like we never left. We back like we never left.
For real.
What's going on?
Well, what y'all got going for the week coming?
Oh, what is going on this week here? Oh, well, nothing scheduled and nothing planned. It's probably like the first time in I don't know how long. So that's a blessing. I'm really happy about that. I could focus more on unpacking and putting stuff away.
Are you still unpacking?
I think I'm about done unpacking. I believe I am. I think I've finished unpacking today. I was still moving stuff out of my storage. I just finished that yesterday. Today I unpacked everything. Story of my life.
She took her clothes out of the box and put them on the couch. She didn't unpack nothing.
Well, not on the couch.
That's
but in the closet. Yeah, I was about to say, I do need to put them away. They actually just sitting in the closet in the box.
Yeah, that's progress. I'm telling you, that's progress.
Yeah, for real.
How about you guys? What is going on this week?
Hey, man, same thing. Trying to write some more. I'm trying to go into business with my brother on this idea that he had or whatever. He talked to me about it. I thought it was a dope idea. So, so I wrote up a business proposal for that.
Brotherly love.
We're still grinding. Same situation, writing, as, I always do. But, same focus, basically.
How's your Facebook group going?
Huh?
How is your Facebook group going?
Oh yeah. They kind of lost the hope. They all over the place. We gotta get them. We gotta get them back on tune. Promoting these black businesses, man, for real.
Yeah.
And just doing better or whatever. However it may be, you wanna, blast some poetry or whatever. You know how I am, man. Like.
Yeah.
Everything. I support everything, especially if I believe in it or, I think it's dope. I definitely shout it out or, for real. I give it some light. Just like the Baltimore just opened, first very own black theater. And I thought that was dope. They got a bar in there.
Yeah. Seems very interesting. I want to go just for that.
I thought that was dope, too. Baltimore just did that. One time for B-More. For real.
I did see that. Did you post that?
Yes, I did.
That you posted? Yeah, I did see that. Now, Nita said that she's going to try to come to Houston in June. Are you going to be able to come too?
June it is, then. June it is.
Let's make it a trip.
I just was in Dallas on Wednesday.
What?
I just was in Dallas on Wednesday.
What?
Yeah, I was in Dallas.
Dallas is like 4 hours from me.
I know. That's
I need to take a trip to Dallas.
I'm coming to Houston because, I was in Dallas. I went to Chick-fil-A and, I ate there, whatever. That was, Chick-fil-A is always delicious. But,
ain't nothing like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, they knew I was going to come around there.
So June we have to get together, do a live show.
Yeah, we gotta solidify a date though, and make it happen like that.
Yeah, we can figure it out. We don't have to.
That'll be wonderful. So next week we didn't get to talk about the other topic. The other topic that I wanted to talk about, and we can talk about it next week, was I was watching Grace and Frankie, and let me tell you how addicted I am to Grace and Frankie. But Frankie and Grace, whichever way y'all want to call it. But it's a show on Netflix. Check it out.
I didn't know they had a new season.
Yeah, season 5. So let me tell you, I've watched all 5 seasons at least 6 times. This is my 6th go around with watching. I just watch it every time I'm free. I'm watching that show. But the girl, one of the daughters, had a hired escort that she saw every week. And so she ran into him at dinner and thought that he was like on an escort date, but he was actually out to dinner with his wife, who knew what he did for a living and was okay with it. So I want to talk about next week. Could you do that? Could you date someone who was a professional escort? Or could you marry, not just date, like could you marry somebody who was a professional escort? So I asked a man, and any man that I've asked that has said no. So I'm real curious. I'll be real curious to see next week how many of the women would say yes. So that is going to be our topic.
Something to think about, yes. Yay, something to think about.
It's a job. It's a legit job. It's illegal. It's legal, not illegal. And it's a job that brings money in the house. So could you do it? Could you marry somebody who was in that field? Could you put emotions to the side and deal with that as an income coming into your home? So I can't wait to see how that cookie crumble next week. I got all types to talk about with that. So I can't wait to get my 2 cents out on it.
I can't wait to hear what you got to say about it. I ain't gonna say no. I want to hear what you got to say.
Y'all ain't ready.
I could just imagine. If I know Erica Michelle, I can only imagine.
Well, on that note, we're going to end the show. And
good night, everyone.
Good night. We will definitely be back here next Saturday, every Saturday. We are going to do better. We're going to be look for our YouTube channel, Living Without Excuses on YouTube, because we're going to be doing intermittent videos individually, just talking about something, 2-minute topics or something like that. So that's new and upcoming for us. We're going to get started with in the near future. So we love you guys. If you're on Facebook and listening, if you're listening to the replay, thank you for supporting us, and we definitely appreciate you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Yeah.